Hello, this is a review of my Seiko SARX035. So this is automatic, as you can see, mechanical, Japanese domestic market only Seiko. So this is only sold in Japan originally. Seiko save, or historically saved a lot of their very best watches, in my opinion, to only be sold in Japan, which is very selfish, but they're changing that, I think, moving forwards. This is discontinued actually, so this is a 2018 model that I managed to pick up this year for about £500, which I think is quite reasonable. These have gone up a lot. I don't know what the original MSRP price on these was, but for what you get, I think this is actually quite a lot of watch. It's relatively simple, as you can see. It's just a time and date only, automatic. Hacking, hand winding, 6R15 movement, which is absolutely nothing special at all. I don't even know what the power reserve or VPH is, to be honest, because I don't especially care. It's got 23 joules apparently, which is very exciting. Not particularly well decorated, but I didn't buy this watch for the movement. I bought this watch for the dial, which is plain black. And I have other plain black dial watches, but this one is particularly special. Let's briefly compare it to the Rolex Submariner. Obviously there's a lot more going on this dial, and a lot more fingerprints as well, which I will clean off briefly. So this is also black dial. It actually looks pretty good in this light, to be fair, but there's a lot going on. I just love the simplicity of this model here, and in fact the replacement model has, I think, the word Passage or Pressage, which is the range name written at 6 o'clock. I'll see if I can find a link to the video and put it in the description, a link to the new model, and put it in the description. But I just love this model and I'm so pleased I was able to find it. But this dial, this inky black dial, I don't think it's necessarily the dial per se. I think it's the anti-reflective coating that they've got on both sides, top and bottom of the dial. I know you can see reflections in the window here, but that's just the way I've positioned it. But honestly, the crystal often just vanishes, and it's just such a beautiful thing. It's just so inky black, like I say. But I was pleasantly surprised by the bracelet, so I couldn't try this on. Well, I didn't try this on. I bought it from a private individual, so there was no returns policy. But I'm really pleased with the bracelet, because the bracelets are a lot of the time what let down less expensive watches. So I had a Tissot PRX. I bought a Tissot PRX 80 that I'm giving to my nephew. He was born this year, and the Tissot came out this year, so I'm giving to my nephew when he's 18 years old as a birthday watch. I've given it to my brother-in-law to look after, but that's a great watch. That's also about £600, so actually more than I paid for this. Great watch, but the bracelet's terrible. I mean, for the price, I'm sure it's fine, but this, I love a bracelet, as you can probably see by some of the watches in the background there. This bracelet is just really nicely finished, and it's filthy. I do apologise, but it's really, so it's got these kind of brushed outer links and polished center links. It does pick up fingerprints a lot, as you can see, especially compared to the Sub or the Black Bay that you see in the background there. But it's just really solid, essentially. The case is nice, simple design. It's 41mm, single flip lock clasp, I suppose you call it, Seiko signed. At the back, there's no micro adjust, which is slightly annoying, but it's got these half links, so you can actually size it quite well. And it fits me pretty well. It's 41mm, so it actually wears a bit bigger than say my Saab or my Tudor, but it's not the best watch for jumper for showing off the watch. But yeah, I really like it. Really pleased. You probably can't get hold of these very easily, so it's kind of neither here nor there. But I just wanted to do a quick review of it. The hands and markers are just really beautifully finished. People call this the baby grand Seiko because it's finished, so not the same degree, of course, certainly not the movement anyway, which is, very basic workhorse, I suppose. Whereas the dial, the hands and the markers, and the applied Seiko logo, which is what you see for the most part, really nicely finished. And I say the bracelet is, I'm not going to take this off the bracelet, I'm a bracelet guy. It's just really nice. I'm really pleased, really pleasantly surprised, especially for the price. Signed Seiko crown that takes to show you, which people think is important, but again, I just think what you're getting here, the finishing, and that dial, I'm really happy with it. Really pleased. I think this is probably going to stick around for a while. It's 100-meter water resistance, which is nice. It's not a screw down crown though, so I'm not sure I'd swim with it. But it hasn't got any lume, so it's not. This isn't a sports watch. This is a kind of a dress watch, one of those kind of go anywhere, do anything, do everything watch. Yeah, really pleased. That was it. Not loads to say on it. There aren't loads of reviews of this online actually. There's a few, so I just thought I'd add mine. Yeah, any questions, ask away. But that's it. Thank you.